What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, MTS Nutrition CEO, Exos trainer, and now level 1 CrossFit trainer. I know. A lot of people are freaking out. Oh my God, you sold out. You're a CrossFit trainer. Oh my God. Guys, this is the same stuff I've been preaching for years. And that's the fact that you don't want to become one-dimensional. You want to keep learning. You keep learning, you keep earning is what I keep saying. And I go back to this because I learned a lot of good things from CrossFit. There are some things I fundamentally disagree with, and I'll go over them. But I think that CrossFit is something I wanted to learn. I took a lot from that class. And those instructors, their attention to form was up there with Exos training. I'll get to where that kind of breaks down. But I'll get to where I'm going to utilize this and why I did this. Because I think there's a huge misconception. I encourage you guys to watch this video. Those of you reading the comments, to go ahead and just say that, look, you got to watch the goddamn video to figure out what I'm saying. Now, there is a business reason for me to have this. One is that I wanted my gym in Ohio, the Tiger Fitness Gym on 150 Commerce Drive in Loveland, Ohio, attached to our warehouse, to be a CrossFit affiliate. Why? It's great for marketing, and we are investing in putting a rig in there because a lot of CrossFitters already go to our gym. It's a huge CrossFit area, and we have power racks, we have monolifts, we have competition bench press. Our gym is essentially a lot of MMA guys and a lot of power lifters with some bodybuilders and general population sprinkled in. So I definitely think it's a benefit to have the CrossFit name behind it and be a CrossFit affiliate. Okay, so that's number one. There is a business reason for it, but I think a lot of us make decisions. For example, do you really need a personal training certification to train people? No, but having that allows you to train at different gyms, also allows you to get insurance under these programs like NASM and this and that. So to say that it's not financially motivated, I'm not going to lie to you and play you for a fool, but to be honest with you, do I need a CrossFit certification to pay my bills? No, sir, I don't. But I wanted to learn about it because it's such a large fitness movement that I figured I'd want to learn. Now, let me give you an example. When I was in college at a Lutheran school, California Lutheran University, I took a world religions reader class. It was a 101 class. It was about all different religions. One of the religions we learned about was Buddhism. We also went and we toured a Buddhist temple. We went there. I learned about Buddhism. I could tell you about Buddhism. I learned about it, right? But I'm not a Buddhist, but I learned about Buddhism. For me, going to the CrossFit course was kind of like that. I'm not a CrossFitter, as you saw in my videos yesterday and my videos the day before. I'm still training like a bodybuilder. I still do hardcore, heavy weights, beyond failure. I train, in a beyond failure fashion with very isolation-based movements. But I have integrated things to make me a better person and a better athlete. For example, I was going to do this anyway, but my daughter and I are going to be running a 5K in 3 weeks. I started running this week, and that's my benchmark, that 5K. I'm going to try and improve my time. Why? Because it makes me a better human being. I want to be able to move as a functional human being. Number two is that my overhead squat sucks. Why? Mainly because of shoulder mobility. I fixed my ankle mobility through Exos training, but I am starting off every workout with overhead squats until I can do them perfectly loaded. Right now, I'm just doing the bar, and even then, my form isn't that great. Using a PVC pipe or a broomstick, my form is pretty damn good. But once I start loading that, it's not very good. Also, if you notice this rock tape, it's because I have been training that. And being that my shoulders aren't used to that flexibility, I wanted some extra. What does rock tape do? Let's get to that in the first place. Theoretically, I'm not sold on it 100%, but it doesn't hurt. It increases blood flow to the area. Blood flow increases your recovery. Because blood flow, nutrient delivery, blah, 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 blah. The anti-RICE. RICE is rest, ice, compression, and elevation. I don't believe in that, and a lot of it's been debunked by science anyway. So I'm a big fan of that. So basically what I'm doing for my warm-ups, I start out, I do my little Exos rollout. I've cut that down a little for time's sake, but then I go in and I do air squats. I do 3 sets of 8 to 12 air squats. After air squats, I do overhead, work it over, work it back with the PVC pipe. So I warm up my shoulders in that fashion. Then I grab a PVC pipe and I do overhead squats for 3 sets of 5 to 6. And after that, I grab a bar and I do 3 sets of overhead squats for 5 reps with the loaded 45-pound bar. So that's load. Why? It's not a lot of load, but keep in mind, I've been training like a bodybuilder, which is the antithesis of function. So what can bodybuilders learn from CrossFit? One is functional movements. Bodybuilders, a lot of us don't even squat anymore. We're doing leg press and leg extension, leg curl. I believe if you take a bodybuilder, you teach an overhead squat, it'll make them more proficient in their overhead pressing, and it'll make them more proficient in their other movements. Like we say, if I do a bunch of leg extensions, is it gonna make my squat better? Probably not. If I do a bunch of squatting, will it make my leg extension better? Absolutely, because the extension is built into the squat. Hear me out here, guys. Another thing is metabolic training. Nothing's wrong with training to the point of exhaustion. However, I'll get to where I see the downside of CrossFit being and what I want to try and fix. Again, I'm not buying into 100% of what Mr. Glassman has said about CrossFit, okay? But I do think there are elements that we can work with, and I think there are some boxes in this country, boxes being a CrossFit gym, that already utilize a lot of these principles and train with them, with form being first and foremost above getting your best time for your WOD, which is your workout of the day. Next is cardiovascular health. Bodybuilders walk slow. Okay, it is what it is. I have already been promoting cardio through Tabata, which is the equivalent of 60 minutes of jogging in 4 minutes through using 2-to-1 work to rest interval training. That I learned through Exos. What I also learned through CrossFit is, you know what? What's wrong with throwing in a 5K here and there? Obviously, you don't start there. Start at a mile. Work your way up to the 3K, which is about 3.2, 3.3 miles, to the 5K, I'm sorry. So nothing's wrong with that. So cardiovascular health and generalization versus specificity. Bodybuilders are extremely specific, and nothing's wrong with that because our goal is hypertrophy. What if you were to specialize in hypertrophy and also throw in some generalist stuff? CrossFit is generalism. It's general training. You train a 5K, you train a heavy deadlift, you train a snatch, you train an overhead squat, you train a burpee, you train everything. The best CrossFitter is basically above average at everything. Or if you're the best deadlifter in the world, you're elite at deadlifting, but you probably suck at running a 5K. CrossFit's goal is to be above average. Now, if you got someone like Rich Froning, he's excellent at everything, but he's the best in the world. I think that bodybuilders should also throw in some generalization, overall health and movement, generalized movements for just to be a better human being. So to surmise, what I would do for CrossFit, the way I'm going to integrate is I'm going to create a program or programs that integrate CrossFit into bodybuilding, where your warm-up will be overhead squat. Maybe we throw overhead squat in on a leg day, on a lower body push day, because, you know, I'm still Exos. So at the end of the day, I'm going to recommend doing my training split personally is lower body push, upper body push, off. Lower body pull, upper body pull, off. Think about it like this. Lower body push, quads and glutes. Pushing, squatting. Upper body push, chest, shoulders, triceps. Off. Regen, foam roll, rest, relaxation, some light activity. Thursday would be lower body pull, deadlift, hamstrings, the back of your thighs, okay? Then you will have upper body pull, back, biceps, okay? I pointed in the wrong spot. Back, can't reach it, biceps, okay? So that's my split. Now, what if on Saturday you threw in a 5K run? There are ways I can integrate this. I haven't formulated it yet, but I know I can do it and I can help people, and that's why I'm doing this. Did I have to do this? No. Do I like CrossFit? I tell you what. The people at that course, I've never seen more supportive group of people in my life. Where I saw a flaw with CrossFit, which is something I'd like to address and maybe even talk to them about that, is towards the end of one of our WODs, Sean and me were done and we were watching. Everybody was cheering this older gentleman who had lordosis, which is curvature of the spine. And it was probably just built in from lack of movement earlier in his life, whatever. But in order to get the weight and reps, his form completely broke down. Instead of correcting that or lowering the load, the instructors were cheering him on. And I see where they're going, where you're not going to improve unless you push past that. But I think it got to a level where it was a bit dangerous for him to be doing that. What I would like to promote in CrossFit is never having a breakdown of form. Once you break down form, you either decrease load or you stop. That's where I see CrossFit having issues. As long as you beat your previous time, that's still progressive overload. So you look for progression, not necessarily finishing for the sake of finishing. But overall, CrossFit gets people active, and if taught by the right instructor, I think it's a great thing. So now, what am I? I'm a CrossFit level 1 instructor. What does that mean? It's just another feather in my cap. At the end of the day, I don't need this. I'm not a trainer. I don't train people in person for a living. I do coaching, but that's mainly on the nutritional side. But now I will be able to instruct people in CrossFit. I know more. And if in my Q&As I get a CrossFit question, I know I can answer it. Will I take the certification any further? Absolutely. I think there's other courses CrossFit offers, CrossFit for Kids, as well as the level 2 instructor certification that I will be doing. But I'm proud of this, guys. And don't take this as an insult to bodybuilding. You guys know I'm still a bodybuilder, just like last night I posted a video of me beasting out friggin' rows and friggin' T-bar rows and all that shit beyond failure. This is just me enriching myself, and if you find me enriching my mind to be insulting, then just turn this off. But this is something I'm very proud of, and proud to say that, you know what, CrossFit's not bad if taught by the right people. It's just like weight training. How many times have I gone to LA Fitness and seen an instructor? There's one guy who's at mine, and he puts old people literally on heavy leg press and heavy bent over rows and heavy stiff leg. And these are people with scoliosis, lordosis, curvature of the spine, hunching of the spine, and you see them not maintaining proper neutral spine, proper alignment, and this guy is training people in the bodybuilding fashion. Does that make all bodybuilding bad? No. It makes that guy a bad trainer. And just like with anything, that guy probably has an NASM certification. Does that mean that all NASM trainers are bad? No, it means that he's a bad trainer and he's a douchebag because he's training people not knowing what he's doing and probably injuring people. CrossFit has the same problem, as will any certification program. I'll tell you what, I've been certified as a trainer through ACE. I've also gone to Exos. The 2 days you have at CrossFit is probably 6 hours of application, okay, and probably another 10 hours of education. So you're getting out there, you're applying it, and they're showing you how to do it, and they're showing you correctly how to do it. So I'd say that the 2-day course CrossFit offers, which is an hour long, and then you have to pass a test, is extremely hands-on, extremely beneficial. Everyone should take it because there will be a take-home that will improve you. While I don't see myself doing kipping pull-ups anytime soon, I do see myself doing overhead squats. And if that's all I got from it, that's fine, but it's also going to help me help people. So guys, I'm very proud to announce I am now a CrossFit Level 1 trainer. And I look forward to hopefully integrating this into what I offer you to help make you a better person. And I'm going to fill out the paperwork tonight for Tiger Fitness's gym in Ohio to be a CrossFit affiliate. I'm Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com, because learning new things and making yourself a better person, you're goddamn right that's not a game.
So I'm looking at my email this morning. I get a mass email from one of the other sites that sell supplements that you're just a number to, right? They were bragging that one supplement line was free shipping. Bro, if you order over $99 in product in the continental US any day of the week, free shipping anywhere in the US, at continental USA, free shipping on orders over $99 at tigerfitness.com. Why even look at the other guys? And also we ship from Vegas and Ohio. Most places in the US are a 1 to 2 day ship, and that's not a game.